Hey y'all, welcome back. um, for those of you that have followed a couple of my other videos, I might look a little different because I really am a curly girly. So I'm wearing my natural today. Um, but wow, to be transparent with you guys, thank you for your continued support, watching my videos, liking my videos. I pray that you continue to get what you need from the messages that I share. Um, I want to be transparent that I don't know where this channel is going. Like this divine channel that I'm about to dive into today, it feels so all over the place. It really does. So please bear with me. Um, there may be some trigger warnings in this message. And I kind of went back and forth with spirit a little bit regarding some of these things because I was like, but anyway. Um, so I'm of course this is purely channel, okay? Part of it is divine instruction, giving you a little bit of perspective and clarity from your spirit team, okay? This also serves as, I guess, kind of a wake-up call for some of you, encouragement, inspiration. And I pray, Divine, please let this message, wherever it leads, spark a fire in whoever needs that ignited. All right, so y'all, thank you in advance for bearing with me through this message. I just want to kind of throw that out there because I don't know where this is going. But to start off, I was seeing a lot of angel numbers and repeated angel numbers. So 1010, 1414, 1001, 0110. So just a lot of ones and zeros. I'm noticing I've also been seeing a lot of 333, 222, 444, 555. So, that may resonate with somebody. I've been getting, I've gotten quite a few symbolic visions too. And so I'm going to try to piece these together and process them as I'm talking through this message. I got a lot of bird imagery. So a bird flying through the air with a ribbon that may be significant for some of you. A black bird inside of a cage. So birds are highly significant for somebody, okay? Let me start there, matter of factly. So you have these two visions. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. A black bird inside of a cage, okay? And then you have this bird flying free through the air with a ribbon, okay? This is beautiful to me. This is what's coming to me. Restriction, moving into freedom. Captivity, release. Okay, so there's a transition that is coming up. Okay, there's a transition, there's a change on the horizon. That's all I'm going to say, and I will expand on that as I'm talking through this. I'm really just kind of going with the flow of where spirit is taking me. Notebook imagery. So I got a vision of someone writing in a notebook. So you may write poems, you may write music, you may journal very heavily. Writing is significant for somebody. Notebooks are significant for somebody. Documentation, truth, reflection, writing your story down. Somebody may be doing that. Storytelling may be significant for somebody as well. You may be an author, or working on a project that you're communicating a story. I also got a vision of, this was kind of like in a dusty old area, crates full of vinyl records. Not like the fancy, what do you call them? The fancy crate and barrel crates. This was like an old school crate, like I'm hooping in the hood crate. Like I'm sitting on the sidewalk crate, okay? This is the old school crate. So, you know, it could probably represent archives, something historic, memories, old stories resurfacing. So this is significant for somebody. Y'all bear with me. Now, the other thing that came to me were the names Miriam or Mary or a variation of them, and Eddie or a variation of them. So this is a funny thing about this. There are certain things that I'm picking up, and there are other things that Spirit is intentionally hiding from me. So I don't have clarity around some of these things. However, I'm communicating them to you because this message will reach the right people who need to see it, and they're going to know. Like, they're going to know. The other thing that I was picking up, so this is kind of where it gets a little deep for me. I was getting a vision of a rocking chair on a porch, okay? And as I was in this vision, I was looking out from the porch. I was sitting with someone, they were in a rocking chair on a porch, and then I just saw fields, okay? I saw fields. And I don't know why this seems to be significant in a number of channels. I won't legitimately say farmhouse, prairie house. That could be significant for somebody, or it could be representative of a home or a place of dwelling or some place that you're familiar with that has a lot of acreage. There was this feminine energy sitting in this rocking chair, okay? And it had a kind of older energy, mature. It doesn't have to be like an old person, but a very mature energy I was picking up. This particular person in a rocking chair, it gave me matriarch, okay? Big mama, okay? This person had very strong, domineering energy, and I felt that. The interesting thing about this scenario is that as I was sitting on the porch with this person, 1 minute they were smiling at me and I felt safe and, you know, all seemed well. And then this person attacked me. They literally turned ugly. Their face changed. And it wasn't anything that like scared me, but it was like they turned ugly. You know, you just have this sweet face, right? And then it just goes from 0 to 100 in a second, okay? I got this energy from this person, okay? This is significant for somebody because I felt that energy very strong. Now, I don't know, like, I'm learning about my own spiritual gifts here now, and I'm starting to pick up like, okay, Jen, you might, you know, have a little bit of mediumship going on here, because I felt like somebody was literally looking over my shoulder. As I was having this vision, there was this energy looking over my shoulder. And so it kind of gave me a couple of different vibes. Wow, I'm just processing it. So this will resonate very deeply with somebody because I'm picking up patterns of self-worth, love-hate relationships with particular people, feeling small, emotional manipulation, hot and cold, hypercritical, wanting to find, with the looking over my shoulder, like that belittling energy, like they were looking for something to be critical of, minimizing, you know, hovering over somebody to make them feel small, stripping their power. So this definitely speaks to somebody, okay? And this particular person that I was picking up or feeling or whatever this was, I'm still processing it. This person had a very hot and cold energy about them. 1 minute you kind of feel like everything's good and they're in a good place and, you know, it's all the vibe, and then they just switch up on you. Like where is this coming from? It's just like you can't do anything right. And with this particular person, I was picking up, this wasn't just you. It was multiple people. 10:10 on the clock as I was saying this. It's multiple people, not just you. And I can't even expand on that because Spirit is not giving me clarity around that right now. But this person in general was like that with multiple people. There were people that were in a constant state of trying to gain this person's approval. That's what I'm picking up. I don't know who this person is to you, but you will know exactly what I'm talking about as I'm describing this energy, okay? You know, I got a whole bunch of notes. My goodness, just so much going on. I also got a vision of a feminine, okay? Somebody is dealing with cheating, deception, somebody possibly living a double life. Like you have an inkling or understanding of what's going on, something isn't right. But this person, you've opened up to them or trusted them with such deep parts of you that they got a little too comfortable and they're playing that. They're using that against you. They know what they're doing. They're being intentionally emotional manipulative and this ties back to stripping away your power. So for some reason, this is connected to that feminine that I was experiencing. It may not be a feminine for you, you know, but that's what I was picking up. That's how the vision came through. Overall, see it as an energy. It doesn't have to be male, female. It could be gender fluid, but it is the energy itself of stripping away one's power. And so what I'm picking up for some of you in the collective, and this is kind of where the trigger warnings come in, because I know some of this is very sensitive to people, and this is why I was fighting with Spirit about this message, because it was hurting me to even speak this, you know. But that's another narrative. I'm not even gonna, you know, talk about that right now. I want to focus on this, okay? This person knows and understands the wounds you carry, okay? And they are knowingly and intentionally using those very wounds to manipulate you. Some of this can be this energy I'm picking up. Like there's a very hypercritical person. It could be a maternal figure, okay? It could be a number of influences, okay? It could be religious trauma as well. You know, whatever that looks like for you, take it how it resonates. It could be a number of things. I'm not even gonna go down that rabbit hole, okay? You know. I was also picking up a vision of jeans and boots. So that is tied, that's significant to somebody. That will resonate with somebody. I couldn't tell you the significance of that. That's literally just something that came through and Spirit wanted me to mention. Someone in the collective that is dealing with this manipulative behavior is with child. Okay, so this is another indication that this message is for you. You are with child and in a very emotionally manipulative and situation. And the other thing that I was picking up, and this is where the trigger warning comes in. I got a vision. I'm not going to tell you what the vision is because I don't feel comfortable talking about it, but I will speak in a way that's loving and spirit led. Someone in this collective also is dealing with DV, okay? And it, woo, it's some heavy energy in this channel, y'all. And it's a lot of trauma, childhood trauma, inner child wounds and healing I'm picking up. So for this, let me circle back. For this person that, you know, it could be cheating, deception of some kind, somebody living a double life. This could be somebody from your childhood that you just have been with a long time, or you have a lot of history with. Or it could be somebody that you met later in life, but you opened up very deeply to. At some point, you felt so secure with this person that you let them in. And their intentions are not pure. And you know. Sorry, y'all. I picked up a taffy machine, stretching and pulling. So I visited Estes Park, Colorado, and in their little downtown area, they have a lot of taffy shops. So taffy shops may be significant for somebody. But when I think of the taffy being stretched and pulled on the machine, somebody is being stretched thin. They're being manipulated, molded. They're being pulled in multiple directions. You guys are you're being stretched thin. This phrase came to me as well. Exact like this. This came straight from spirit. And this is kind of where I guess I have my notes. I have more notes. I will circle back to them, but now I'm gonna let the notes, put the notes away and go into my spirit-led convo. This is, I don't need cards for this. You are competing for a life that you think you will have, but you never will. Those exact words, I kid you not, those exact words came to me very clear from spirit. You understand? I'm gonna say this again, because this is something you need to hear. You are competing for a life, okay, that you think you will have, but you never will. And all this heavy energy I'm picking up is indicative of the truth and power behind this statement. A lot of manipulation, forms of abuse, dishonesty, cheat. Other things came to me though. And I'm here, I broke all that down for you to understand the intensity of this message. So if you're on happy time right now, this message ain't for you. If you feel your life ain't falling apart, this message ain't for you. If you're not going through it, or you feel you haven't hit rock bottom, this message ain't for you. It is absolutely not. I got a couple of confirmations from spirit too though. You're going through this ugly season, but the words came to me, things will be made clear in time. Everything will come to light. You are going to be okay. This situation has affected your self-worth, but you will rise. And here is where I put my notes away. You are loved. You are so loved. And don't you let any motherfudger, okay, make you feel otherwise. You have people, I'm picking up for some of you. I would pray most of you in this collective that are watching this, that have gotten this far in this video, you have people that care about you, that's trying to get you to understand and realize that this situation or this life that you're living ain't it. And they are right. They love you. They want to see you step into your best self. And you cannot do that staying stuck to people that do not know your value. You cannot elevate. You cannot grow. You cannot heal. You will not be able to look yourself in the mirror and see your own value. You will continue to stay stuck in this cycle of chaos. You will continue to stay stuck in this cycle of questioning your self-worth, questioning why. Why is God letting this happen? God is not letting this happen. God is good. Anything that is not of God is not good. I want to make that very clear to you. This situation is not healthy. This person is not good to you. This person is not good for you. Therefore, this person is not of God. This connection, your connection to this person is not divinely led. It is not divinely appointed. You want to force it because this may be all you have known for a long time. I'm here to confirm what other people may have already said to you. Some of you are isolated. Some of you are isolated by these manipulative people that want to control you, control how you look at yourself, control how you view the world. They want to minimize you, okay? Because they don't even love themselves. They don't even understand who they are. So stripping away at other folks makes them feel strong, makes them feel in control, makes them feel worthy. Do not give them that power. Do not give them that power. I want to remind you that, and maybe it is time for me to revisit some of my notes, because there were so many channels coming in. Thank you, Spirit. Please continue to guide this conversation. 23 on the clock. I want you to restore your hope. I want you to restore your hope. And what I mean by that is not staying in the situation that is eating you alive. You have to love yourself enough. You need to love yourself more than these other people that don't care about you. You need to love yourself. And those that are with child, you need to love your child enough to do better for yourself and for them. Don't continue to navigate in a world full of possibility. Navigate in a world full of abundance. Navigate in a world full of happiness and wholeness. Yeah, you see a lot of chaos in the media. You see a lot of foolishness online, but that does not have to be your reality. Those are a lot of people that want to feel important, that don't even know themselves. And when you are true to yourself and the essence of who you are, and you love on yourself enough, you're able to distinguish the difference between what's real and what is fake. I encourage you to please begin to step into your truth. that is what's come to me, you will know what that means when you hear this. Because the place that you are dwelling now, that's not your truth. You know that. It might seem a little hard for you to separate from that identity, even if it's chaotic. It might feel there may be an uncanny sense of safety in that situation because that's where you've dwelled for so long and that's your normal. That ain't normal. And I want you to stop telling yourself that. This lack of love, this disrespect, this ugliness, that's not normal. That's not of God. I'm going to revisit my notes real quick. So I got some additional channels, and this is kind of where the shift happens. And this is where hope, that hope I'm talking about, comes in. So now let me preface this. This is a choice. Everything that I'm going to say to you is future state, all right? But this is a choice. This is going to require you to step into this energy, all right? It's going to require you to step into this energy. If you're not willing to change, if you're operating out of fear, you're going to stay in the same cycle. So I don't want anyone to get confused that what I'm about to say is just going to fly out of thin air. It's going to really require you to be courageous. It's going to require you to be so sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired that you move. You literally move in the opposite direction of where you're going now. Away from that nonsense, away from that negativity, away from that ugliness, away from those things that are actually pouring salt on your wounds, making them bigger, making them more infested, making it hurt more and more. You got to move in the opposite direction. Future state, if you make the choice, and I encourage you to, you don't have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose. Think about everything you're going to gain if you take that leap. Bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. Because all these other clowns that are trying to strip your power and minimize you, they understand what you don't, and that is your own power. People will try to strip you and minimize you as a way to control your light. Don't give them that power anymore. So, for some of you who make that decision to bet on yourself, you're going to be entering a transition period, all right? You're going to be entering a transition period. And essentially what this means is you're going to start transitioning from your existing situation, whatever that looks like for you. And it goes deep, okay? It's not just like physical environment, surroundings. It is literally an identity, okay? Let me explain. And this is going to be a lengthy process, but you're going to have enough courage at this point to understand that you have nothing to lose and everything to gain by doing this and betting on yourself. You're going to connect with the divine, whatever that looks like for you, on a new level, returning to prayer, returning to contemplation, re-immersing yourself in communities of love that you previously may have isolated yourself from. You're going to go through a mass spiritual awakening. Okay? Some of you may or may not already be religious. Some of you are religious. And then let me say this. Some of you are religious. And I'm talking about textbook religion. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Textbook religion. So you may be part of communities that are fake religious or using religion against you through scripture or whatever, when they are not emulating that very essence and energy. They're using that against you to suppress your truth. That is happening to somebody in the collective right now. You will know who you are when you hear this. Tap back into your divine connection to God. He's going to give you the clarity that you need so that your discretion is that much sharper and you can see clearly. Right now you got so much, you're in your head, you're in your emotions, you're all over the place. You can't see clearly. It's clearly. You're operating from an emotional space, but it's not truly heart-led. It's hurt-led, okay? This is going to unfold over the next 3 weeks, specifically, okay? If you're really serious about this shift, it's going to happen. This process is going to start ramping up over the next 3 weeks. 3 months. The next 3 months is going to be significant too. Spirit did not give me clarity on what, they kept me in the dark. They're like, nope, 3 months. That's all you need to say. So I'm just as lost about what that means as you. Some of you may be. Some of you may actually know what it means. You might have a move planned. You know what I'm saying? You might have plans in the next 3 months. And this is confirmation for you that you are on the right track. This pain, this season of pain that you are going through is actually going to serve as the catalyst for you to make this decision to change. So that signifies to me that your pain, you're at a point in your journey where your pain is so great that the pain outweighs the joy. It outweighs the joy. There's no longer, you no longer feel a sense of balance. The chaos outweighs the clarity. And you are done. You are tired. Okay? You are done. And good for you. Good for you. So this is actually gonna, I pray this video is the spark that you need to let you know you gotta move. It's time to move. And you're on the right track. Don't even worry about anything that you feel you losing, because I promise you, anything you feel you losing is necessary, because you are making room for God to do something greater in your life and in your situation. You got to trust him or her. All right? You got to trust God. So this pain is going to serve as a catalyst as you're going through this transformation period or transition period. It's actually going to impact how you see yourself. Okay? Some of you really struggling with self-worth, really struggling with just needing validation, that constant cycle of validation, operating in the shadows, minimizing yourself, not knowing how to take a compliment, not celebrating yourself enough, not speaking up for yourself, not advocating for yourself. Okay? How you see yourself is going to start shifting. How you view the world is going to start shifting. And your understanding of what lies ahead, instead of operating in fear of what you are losing, your perspective is going to shift, and you are going to look through a different set of eyes on what lies ahead as to everything that you can gain. Because everything that you can gain is obviously way better than what you're sitting in right now. which stinks. I also got a vision of a head, opening up. So it's part of this spiritual awakening, all right? There's definitely going to be a moment of clarity coming up, okay? The crown chakra will be activated, okay? You're going to be receiving a new level of activation because you finally made the decision to be open to receive, okay? Open to receive. So now your spirit team could actually work with you because you're inviting them in. This whole time, you've been so resistant to change for whatever reason, operating out of fear. You haven't really given them permission or invited them in to help you and, partner with you. Probably one of the misconceptions, that I'm coming to realize is like, wording is everything. So you may cry out loud and be like, I want, but it's like, do you really mean it? Do you really mean it? You don't. Because in crying out loud, okay, asking for help, you have to be willing to move. You have to be willing to change within yourself. You have to be willing to see the prize. You have to be willing to believe. Okay? And some of y'all got a belief problem. You want things to change, but you are still doubting the reality that things can change because you're so much in your head. Okay? Get out of that. This is my confirmation to you. You're going to step out of that. You got this. Okay? So there's just going to be enlightenment on whole new levels because you're finally open to receiving what God has been wanting to send to you for the longest. Your spirit team has been wanting to help you for the longest. They've been on standby, but you needed to invite them in. And the last thing is very significant, and this was very clear from Spirit. The next full moon, okay, this is significant for some of you. I don't want you to get confused. That is like gonna apply to everybody that watches this video. For some of you, keep an eye out, okay? And this is all about mindset. This is all about intention. So if your heart and your mind and your intention is not in the right place, this is not for you, okay? The next full moon, something significant is going to happen. What that significant is Spirit told me that an angel is going to come visit you, okay? They are going to come to you. And this could look a number of ways. You're going to get some divine clarity that you've been wanting, okay? This could be dreams. This could be through synchronicities. This could be like a sudden intuitive clarity, like an inner knowing. It could be physical sensations. It could come in a number of different ways, but there's going to be some divine clarity that you're going to get that it's going to be like an aha moment. Like you are remembering who you are. Some of you, you've been involved in mess for so long that you've literally forgotten who you are. You have forgotten your identity. You've lost yourself. You've lost who you used to be, who you were. Because you've consistently given your power away to these clowns or these situations that are breaking you down and stretching you thin, eating you alive. You're gonna start calling that power back though. And I love this for you. And all it takes is for you to make the decision. Believe in the possibility, okay? Invite God and your spirit team in to help you. Call them in. And don't do it with a spirit of desperation. All right? Don't do that. Step into your power, your essence. And it might be hard because you're in such a period of chaos, but you can do it. Faith of a mustard seed, as they say. It doesn't require you to just be in your most powerful version of self. All it requires is for you to acknowledge how powerful you are, how divine you are. I don't care how you need to get there. Well, I do. But what I'm saying is, whether it's affirmations that you have coming through on your phone, you write some post-it notes, affirmations, get in the habit of repeating affirmations to yourself. Okay? Say them to yourself repetitively. Slowly begin to rewire your subconscious, what you're telling yourself, how your body is processing the stimuli that's coming in, because you're literally changing the tune and the narrative that you've been feeding yourself. All right? Also, you'll get some clarity around your purpose a little bit. I know some of you are like, what is my purpose? Why am I even here? You know, you'll get some clarity. And then also, for some of you, you'll have new spiritual gifts revealed. So some of you may be intuitive, okay? But you've suppressed it. It's been buried under a lot of this negative energy. A lot of this chaos. It's been suppressed. But as you're going through this spiritual awakening, you're going to awaken it again. You're going to awaken those gifts. And as you're inviting God in, your spirit team in, they're going to be working. They're going to be working. Okay? It's time. The thing about these spiritual gifts as well, that Spirit wanted me to say to you, whether they're new, you didn't know you had them, or whether they are gifts that you've suppressed and they are now coming back to light, like you're getting those nudges like it's time. Don't hide. These are not meant to be hidden. Do not hide these. You can share these gifts with others. Be very intentional about that. I don't have a guidebook on how that's going to look, okay? That was where, Spirit was like, okay, there's nothing else for me to know. But you are, over the next 3 weeks, if you make that decision to step outside of this nonsense and into your power, right, it's going to kick off a period. It's going to happen like in, what's the word? An escalated period. Escalated is not the word, but you guys kind of get where I'm going with that. An escalated period of spiritual awakening, awareness, intuitive clarity, insights, downloads. It's really going to kick off a whole new season for you of healing and returning to the core essence of self that you haven't operated in a long time. And that's going to be a lengthy process. This ain't going to be quick. But you got to love yourself enough to know and understand, I've been through a lot. Anything that I've been through prepared me for this moment. And anything that I've been through and I'm still here, and I'm not, I'm hurting a little bit, but I ain't broken, all right? I could recover. Any journey that lies ahead is a cakewalk. And there's going to be so much brightness on the other side. Y'all got this. And, this channel is very interesting and unique. Well, not unique, but it was needed. Spirit said that it was needed, so I just had to roll with it. This is getting pretty long, but please do right by yourself. Be better for yourself. There's a greater divine purpose with you stepping into your power. And now is a mass period of spiritual awakening, and you are one of those people. I'm one of those people, but I'll share my story on another time. God bless you. You are loved. You are so loved. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm getting mixed emotions from some of you. It'll take you a little time to process this video. But some of you, I'm picking up, you got what you needed and you've made your decision already. Amen. Peace.